Then King Solomon said to the Hoopoes, "Beloved Hoopoes," said the king, "a crown that people are expected to bow down to always sits heavy on the head, and a crown that excites envy is a net for the feet. The only crown that can be worn with comfort is the crown of service, and the crown should spring up naturally, so that no one takes any particular notice of it." "Give us that crown of service, O wise king," said the poor little Hoopoes very humbly, for they wanted nothing better now than to be taken no notice of. "May it shelter you even as it sheltered me," said the great king. And on their heads the Hoopoes beheld crowns of feathers. But with these crowns came quite a new feeling to the Hoopoes. They no longer wished to rule but to serve. All right, so now let's go back to natural history, the book of natural history, to reference the same story. So Solomon asked the birds what reward they would choose in return for their services. After some consultation among themselves, the Hoopoes answered that they would like each bird to be decorated with a golden crown. And in spite of Solomon's advice, they persisted in their requests and received their crowns accordingly. For a few days they were justly proud of their golden decoration, and strutted among less favored birds with great exultation, and repaired to every stream or puddle in order to admire the reflection of their own crowns in the water. But before very long a fowler happened to see one of the prominent birds, and on taking it to his net discovered the value of its crown. Immediately the whole country was in an uproar, and from that moment the Hoopoes had no rest. Every fowler spread his net for them, every archer laid in wait for them, and every little boy set his springle and laid his rude trap in hope of catching one of these valuable birds. At last they were so wearied with persecution that they sent one or two of the survivors to Solomon, full of repentance at their rejection of his advice, and begged him to rescind the gift which they had so unwisely demanded. Solomon granted their request and removed the golden crowns from their heads, as we read in the story. So this is from history, and this is a history book, and then it shows you on the Hoopoe, and then it goes to describe it some more. The nest is made in hollow trees and consists of dried grass, stems, feathers. So the book of the Hoopoe, you can look it up whenever you want. And the story of this, where it is, it's called The Birds Who Befriended King Solomon. And the history book that I'm reading out of is The Illustrated Natural History of Birds. So it's other stories with birds as well. Okay. So it'll go into all of the history with birds, the natural history, stories behind it, and such things like that. Well, I'm going to cut this video here, and I am going to be making the bird of truth. I hope you guys have a great day.